certainly suppress. But Mangachu, he's very good about knowing exactly when he was going to get healed, his positioning and whatnot. Really the only time where Kungarna seemed to have the upper hand on Mangachu's Pharah was on defense when they were running it there. But he did come back big a few times. It's just he got killed twice, I think, overall in that fight, even though he did come back and get a few kills himself. Having somebody gone throughout that fight's a problem. So that's the closest they came to shutting him down completely that I saw. And Connor J, a similar story, most of the time bringing his effect, but definitely in that last fight for Renegades offense on the first attempt. It gets complicated with time bank, man. Him getting focused immediately was a big critical thing for Kungarna. They're just giving up that defense right after that.
And I mean, again, Mangachu on his Pharah, he specifically plays it quite well in this first point of Hollywood. He knows his positioning, where to go, when to really engage in these fights. It's honestly a beautiful thing to watch because there's not many guys that can play Pharah that well. And then here is one of the final pushes that solidified it for Renegades, but you know, with that graviton just being able to come over top, and that's Mangachu sitting up there uncontested. He was able to put in so much damage there along with the rest of the team.
Diva dream situation. A bunch of people with no shield floating roughly head level just get to hold M1 and watch everybody melt. I sympathize.
Yeah, it was, once the Reinhardt shield was down there, it was just kind of over. It was just dish out all the damage. Like you guys said, Mangachu in the air, not uncontested. No one was able to deal with him. And in that moment, they had other things they're worrying about it. They're in the middle of a black hole, you know, so it's like, that's pretty difficult. But we're moving on to Gibraltar for map number 2. You think they're going to put it away here, or is Kungarna going to bounce back?
That's man, this game has been wicked tight here so far. I think Renegades are still going to seal the deal right here on this map, but I would not be surprised to see another incredibly close game because these guys have been, I mean, obviously, as you saw there on Hollywood, it's been a good one so far.
Wicked tight in both the sense that it's a close battle and also how somebody from Boston would describe something being cool.
And the weird thing is I'm not from Boston, but you know,
I am from
Philadelphia, man.
I am from a long time ago. I don't think I've used wicked in a decade.
Wicked, come on, man. Bring it back. You know, it's wicked. But this match is pretty wicked. I'll tell you that, folks. And we have map number 2 here. Watch Point Gibraltar. And it will be Kungarna on the offense first. This is their pick for a map. So, hey, who knows? This is, I'm sure they feel pretty good here. We've seen success for them on this map quite a bit, so
I'd say Hollywood's a good map for them as well. I mean, we talked about it a little bit in the beginning of all of this. I feel like these teams are so similar in so many ways, and just the net skill of Renegades being just a tad higher.
Yeah.
And that making a big difference throughout most of their schedule.
Yeah, just a little bit above. The teamwork of Renegades is quite fun to watch. How coordinated they are, and well, we'll see what they can pull out on the defense. They do have Mangachu on that May, as you will see them try and pull out a bit here, but Kungarna's not going to go on the low ground and have a chance of themselves getting walled off down there in the low ground. It's just going to be Michael pressing that cart forward. Now he's going to attack in from the backside of Renegades and meet up with the rest of his team. Now, no one is pressing the cart forward, but that's fine because really it's all about just taking this team fight, winning, and then being able to move it. And somehow that hook not connecting for Jesus, but now they've essentially flip-flopped sides, as you see quite a bit on this map. Kungarna almost seems as if they're the ones on defense. Though. Yeah, this is like a total flip-flop. Sherlocky actually getting caught out by Baby Bay, though, and now he's going to try and come through on the opposite side. Connor J getting walled off. A good hook in onto Jesus, able to kill him. So Kungarna's doing actually a brilliant job on their attack here. Just, I mean, we're really keeping Renegades guessing as to where they're going to come from. Connor J getting 3 kills in that fight, and Kungarna's going to be able to get a good bit of ground off of this here.
Usually you see Renegades in that situation, or anyone just kind of switch into the server room, not all the way down into what is often a kill zone for offense, so questionable decision there, but Renegades back just in time to start contesting this point. And there, Baby Bay going to break out his tack visor and clean all this up.
Oh, pretty much free reign. Man of Snow is going to get melted. He does get a Nano boost quite late, and I'm just going to make sure that they're sealing the deal here. Baby Bay just wreaking havoc on the players at this point, uncontested up top there in the rafters. Just, I mean, nobody even attempted to touch him, and he pretty much allowed himself to do whatever he wanted. And Sherlock, he might be a very late pick. Connor J went forward to try and take care of him, but Sherlock, he gets the better of him. Kungarna gets the first point, though, and they will just continue to press that payload forward.
Renegades here working with an Earth Shatter and a Nano Boost as soon as Juvenile gets back, but for as long as he's down, Kungarna's going to definitely get motion on this cart. Kungarna, however, low on all ultimates here, aside from Baby Bay and Remix. I guess you can count in Ajax. I'm thinking mostly here about the offensive ones they're going to need to get through this point, though.
Whoa, Baby Bay getting hooked in by Jesus up there in the ship. So Kungarna now is starting to back up a little bit. Wait for their respawns, but they do have an Earth Shatter coming online. Renegades have the Earth Shatter themselves. That'll be really the big ults that you're looking to in this next fight. Very similar ults across the board from both teams. Juvenile coming down for the Earth Shatter. Sound barriers will be on both sides as well, and Baby Bay sends off that tack visor from up top. Mangachu will also have one for himself that he's going to pop off. Baby Bay melts him in seconds, though, getting the better of the tack visor war right there, and Kungarna is just rolling full steam ahead at the moment. Man of Snow will be going down momentarily, and that is just all Kungarna at the moment. About to take second point, though. With Baby Bay going down late like that, Renegades are going to try and come back in and take a quick fight here. Mangachu gets decimated by Michael as soon as he comes back in. It doesn't matter. Kungarna are just getting all the kills here as Renegades try and re-engage. As Connor J doing his thing yet again, as we often see him do on Roadhog. 3 kills. He wants to add another one on top of that. That'll be Kungarna now taking the second point, looking to get some of these late respawners. They might be able to get some.
Well, Baby Bay switching off of Soldier 76, so I guess it's the end of Rainer time. I was really looking forward to Blam throwing another stim pack out and watching Baby Bay work. But worked for them for 2 points now, but heading into the final point, looks like they value Zarya here more. Makes a lot of sense certainly to clean up the final point in these big corners like that. But Renegades, they don't have a Graviton yet. They do have a Self-Destruct, a Nano Boost, an Earth Shatter not far away, and Jesus, Whole Hog, that will be enough to delay quite a bit here. However, an Earth Shatter landing on a Kungarna.
Earth Shatter from the backside of Remix as he snuck his way through. There's going to be a Self-Destruct on top of that. Still no kills yet, just as I say it, though. Jesus gets 2 off of the Whole Hog. That will certainly put a stint in the push of Kungarna, as Renegades are able to hold on here. That's the thing. Kungarna had a pretty big time advantage, or a big, just a lot of time to work with in general coming into this last point, but we've seen time and time again at this corner teams get stalled out for a very long time, sometimes not even being able to finish the map. Though Kungarna has many more shots, many more chances and opportunities to take this. I would not be surprised to see Renegades hold them here with how good their defenses have been in the past. But here comes an Earth Shatter out from Juvenile. They're going to get a lot inside of that one. 2 kills off the back of it. Remix, Baby Bay, the rest of Kungarna just trying to back up. At the time being, very aggressive from Renegades, and it's good to see them with such aggression here, but they need to be careful not to go too far and press their luck.
Playing right next to Kungarna's spawn. That's a dicey proposition with Kungarna holding on to so many ultimates right now. Renegades, a nice turn for that last time though, and a Graviton coming out from Mangachu.
Oh, Mangachu's gonna get a lot in there. No follow-up though from the rest of Renegades. Really, and now a sound barrier is going to be used by both sides as they try and battle it out for the cart. There will be a Nano Boost given to Remix. He's got a Biotic on himself and he's quite hurt using the Earth Shatter. We'll get a couple down. Baby Bay and Remix both able to get a kill, and the Self-Destruct from Man of Snow gets Ajax, but the rest of his team is dying in the process here. He needs more reinforcements with him. Jesus was able to get Remix, so they are trading, but it is going to be Kungarna. Oh, look at this stall out from Man of Snow. He's just standing there quietly just to make sure nobody notices him stalling out the cart. Very good from his side, but Baby Bay's laying out that Graviton Surge. No follow-up. Shield is there. Not the most opportune time to be using the Graviton Surge, certainly for Kungarna, and now they are going to have to back themselves up as they lost Connor J.
Renegades, back-to-back solid defenses there, bleeding quite a bit out of Kungarna's momentum. Kungarna just Blam's nano boost right now, but Renegades working on a Graviton. They have a nano boost already. Jesus back with a whole hog. It's going to be tough for Kungarna to get around this corner with what they have loaded unless Michael can come up big with a self-destruct.
Baby Bay pressing in. Jesus with that whole hog. And the nano boost gets put to sleep. They're just trying to make sure he stays protected until he decides to wake himself up. And here comes a self-destruct in the back. Renegade's doing a good job of defending against it. And here is the Graviton out from Mangachu again. He's been building them quite quickly. And Renegades with 2 kills for themselves right here as Baby Bay gets hooked in right at the end. Sherlocky with the final blow. So Renegade's able to hold on. Now Kungarna's down to 35 seconds. We're seeing it again. Teams struggling quite a bit to try and push into last year on Gibraltar.
Renegades now with their own self-destruct. Jur working on his sound barrier is going to be out in this next fight. Juvenile, if he can get a big big fire strike, will have an Earth Shatter to follow it up. Kungarna still low. Baby Bay, however, if he can find that Graviton with a nice follow from Kungarna, they should get through the next point, but 10 seconds left on the clock.
They need to start moving quickly. They have some tools to make this happen. Baby Bay uses the Graviton Surge, but again, there's not really a whole lot of follow-up. Mangachu does get taken out first by Connor J here. Kungarna are starting to get the kills. Juvenile with a pretty big Earth Shatter himself, but the counter Earth Shatter comes out from Remix to shut that one down. They do finally get the kills here, and they will at least come out on top of this fight. Renegades respawn, of course, very, very close, so they will have a shot to come back out. One last shot for a fight. Connor J has a whole hog to at least trying to deny one entrance. Will he be able to get the rest is the question. He might even just send Mangachu right off the map and just put him into the meat grinder right there. Sherlocky coming out on the side. Renegades need to win this fight. If you can look at it the other way, Kungarna really need to win this fight as well. It will be Jesus getting the nano boost. Hasn't been able to do a whole lot with it so far, and a good biotic is going to take him directly out of the fight. Kungarna are still finding kills. Jur is one of the few alive.
Sherlocky!
Mangachu actually coming out on Farad now as he's trying to do whatever he can. Connor J completely shutting him down, though. And in the dying seconds, Kungarna are able to make it happen. It took them quite a while. They had a lot of time to push last, but they get the cap nonetheless.
Sherlocky almost creating a little bit more of a hold situation there. He's playing Ana, started getting shut out, and I saw him dip back into spawn, and I'm sitting there thinking, what is he doing? He should probably be getting on the card, at least playing with the team, but I mean, Ana's going to fall in seconds. Comes back with May, ice walls himself straight to the card, jumps on the ice blocks, but it doesn't really work out for Renegades. Kungarna doing a great job cleaning up Renegades there in the last few seconds. Renegades perhaps finding themselves in some weird positions as most of that fight went on, but really the nano-boosted Michael is what cleaned a lot of that up for Kungarna.
Yeah, that was able to bring it home right at the very end, though they did cap in overtime. So if Renegades are able to get this cart all the way to the final point, cap it with time left in the time bank, they'll at least have a shot and deny a shot at for Kungarna to even up the score if Renegades are able to, say, cap the first point with extra time in the time bank. But first, they need to even get the cart to the finish line if they want to be able to do that. But pretty solid defense overall from the Renegade squad as they now move themselves to the offensive side. Kungarna doing their classic defensive hold here as well.
You know, here on that first fight we saw for Renegades with Kungarna sweeping around behind them and taking the high ground, just kind of switching positions away from them in the first point, which we've seen happen a lot here in the Winter Premiere. I thought Renegades might perhaps go down into the kill zone, but then up the stairs and try a double reversal. It would have been dicey with Baby Bay still hanging out on the high ground, but I thought they had some sort of plan up their sleeves for that. Realistically, just sort of surrendering to Kungarna. That position wasn't going to work out. Once Baby Bay came in from the high ground behind them there anyways, they still got mopped up. Still confused a little bit of the logic of not walking into server room. Maybe it was a situational thing. Seemed like the best call at the time. Maybe just, well, let's take the card away from him, and then quickly realizing that not going to work out.
Yeah.
But that certainly allowed Kungarna a pretty easy walk through the first point. Renegades, they're going to have to make up that time. First, second, and third points probably with the way that Gibraltar plays.
Kungarna doing what they normally do here. Michael's going to be up top harassing, and then you will have Baby Bay and Blam in the back on the high ground. A good hook in from Connor J off the start, but Jesus was the one that actually was able to take him down. Renegades are getting a lot of kills right here. Juvenile, a couple for himself, and Baby Bay now is getting pressured up top by Man of Snow. as Man of Snow's all over him there, making him pretty much ineffective. Baby Bait now deciding to drop down onto the cart. Blam is still up top there, but he's taken care of quite easily. Nano Boost is sent off by Blam onto Connor J, but he's basically doing nothing with it. It wasn't the most opportune situation for him to actually do anything. He only got Juvenile. Renegades with a very strong first push right there with a little over 5 minutes to move through, and they want to play aggressively, try and get these forward spawners as Baby Bay and company are just desperately trying to get themselves out. But
they got to be careful now, though. All of Kungarna's back. Kungarna going to be looking to take the space shuttle away. Renegades perhaps squandering an opportunity to defend from up there instead of having to retake it back. It is a little bit fair, though. Kungarna not fully assembled. Baby Bay down on the ground. And Renegade's going to back off it as well. Renegades, however, nearing 6 ultimates online, and Kungarna, it's really only going to be Earth Shatter and self-destruct.
Man of Snow sent off the...
Oh, no, that was mech. Fall forward every time.
You know,
gotta look at the health pools, man.
He sent his mech out. It was very close. Oh, here comes the Earth Shatter. Good denial by Juvenile. He still has his Earth Shatter as well. He's waiting. Gets... Well, I thought he was going to get a lot more, and it did get a few down. Renegades, regardless, are going to come out on top of this fight, at least so far. They've gotten 2 kills. And Juvenile's looking, and he's like, well, where did Michael go? He was swinging his hammer around. Renegades winning yet another fight here. Just cruise control the whole way through these first 2 points. And that will be even, well, Connor J trying to come back in. Final seconds here to at least stall it out a little bit longer. The rest of the Kungarna players are coming through. Michael does get a nano boost, takes down Juvenile, and Blam is converting a kill onto Jesus. So between the 2 of them, I mean, they're at least stalling time here for Kungarna, and there will be a self-destruct landing on top of the point. It is able to kill Mangachu, and Michael will get right back inside of his mech, so he's buying a hell of a lot of time for Kungarna, and they're finding kills on top of that. Renegades are probably going to have to go for a reset here. Brilliant job by Michael and Blam to hold that second point and buy enough time for Kungarna.
Not only do they bleed out basically all or a number of the ultimates, pretty much all, and they're all just starting to get them back already. Most of the ultimates from Renegades, but they also burned a minute at least off of the clock and retook the shuttle, which should offer them more time. Graviton coming out from Baby Bay.
Oh, playing very aggressively. Yes, 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 there it is from Kungarna. A lot of kills. Man of Snow was trying to maybe ninja the cart or just go and clean that kill on Ajax, but Kungarna really saving themselves by being able to come back, defend that point. They've killed so much time right here. Man of Snow is actually able to get back inside of his mech. Oh, they might just stall him even longer. He's going to use self-destruct. This is a bit awkward for Renegades here as Earth Shatter comes out from Remix. Gonna put a few bodies on the ground, and now a Graviton from Mangachu. You gotta get clean up here, but Juvenile gets 2 for himself. Blam and Remix going down. Maybe this is the opportunity now for Renegades. A very, very scrappy fight here on this card. A very awkward fight indeed, but Connor J taken out by Jur as they continue to go at it. Renegades are getting the kills. 3 down on the side of Kungarna. Finally, Renegades finishing it off right there. Took them a while, but they do cap it. 3 minutes and 35 for them to press on forward, and they'll even get a late kill on Connor J.
That's 2 minutes burned off from Renegades by Kungarna, and a lot of ultimates that honestly probably could have provided a very easy walk, at least around the bend and into the final point. But Renegades now, they do have 3 on their side. 2 very, very powerful CC ultimates with Earth Shatter and Graviton. Sherlocky working on his nano boost. Kungarna, however, a Graviton of their own, a nano boost of their own. Ajax probably going to get a sound barrier somewhere in the next fight and a half. And Mangachu getting his Graviton swallowed.
No, Mangachu, that is very upsetting if you're a Renegades fan or player, but it really doesn't matter. They've gotten 2 kills. Both of the supports are down for Kungarna, so they're going to be looking to get a bit aggressive here. Man of Snow now is, well, he got the nano boost, but Earth Shattered by Remix to give Kungarna a bit of a reprieve if he can. He's pressing forward, really diving into them. And Juvenile got 1, but a return frag from Jesus to kill Michael. Kungarna still pressing the card forward. 2 minutes and 30 left now for them to make the push happen. And they're just going for the reset right now. Off to the sides, waiting for all those respawns.
They do want to keep time in the bank to prevent Kungarna from getting their own shot. When things turn back into the time bank situation, maybe getting ahead of myself, Renegade still has to cap here.
Kungarna using the sound barrier preemptively just to make sure they stay healthy and don't get aggressed on by Renegades, but Renegades are able to wait it out. Man of Snow getting demeched, will use his self-destruct, narrowly not being able to keep his shield up was Remix, but he kept it up just barely. Connor J went down for Kungarna, so a really good opportunity for Renegades to get in here, but the nano boost will be given to Remix as he's going to press forward. Does not have an Earth Shatter in his arsenal, but he is just swinging his hammer away directly into Sherlock and Juvenile, taking care of them quite easily. Renegades at this point now need to back up and just go for a reset, as they're only going to have a minute and some change to really try and bring this card home.
Going to be trying to bring it home against an Earth Shatter and a Graviton, however. Michael also with a self-destruct. Fortunately for Kungarna, Blam's pretty far away from his nano boost at the moment, but if that fight drags on at all, he's going to get it. And so far, nano boosted Michael has just had such a huge presence in this fight. Renegades trying to sneak in from the side of Kungarna and close this out.
Oh, they're going to get Graviton. There's a self-destruct on top of it. Michael with one, Remix with one as well. No ults used by Renegades, though, which is a good thing. Renegades are losing players, and that's fine. They baited a lot of ultimates out of Kungarna, and the only thing they'll have left for the final fight is an Earth Shatter, which certainly can be enough to turn the tides. I mean, they'll have a nano boost on top of that, but there are a lot of ults and a lot of stuff, a lot of tools for Renegades to work with on this final fight. They should, in theory, be able to bring the card home.
It's gonna go either way on that one with Blam's nano boost and Remix's Earth Shatter.
Just gotta hit that
nano
Earth
boosts
Shatter.
Michael early. Michael gets in there, causes some problems, definitely focuses on Juvenile. Then Remix is all the free reign to drop his Earth Shatter. But an Earth Shatter coming out of Remix, that's gonna be a huge mistake.
He did not get a whole lot off of that. He'll pay with his life for that one. Remix and Connor J down. Renegades with their opportunity. It will take them overtime yet again to bring this card home, but they will at least have a shot to get it, and that's really all they need, is just to bring the cart home. They still have a Graviton Surge and self-destruct to work with, so this is certainly their opportunity as they bring a May back out onto the point. Connor J is going to have that self-destruct coming in from the back. Here comes the Graviton Surge. They need to find these kills right here. Good Bionic Grenade, 3 kills for Renegades. This should be just about it for them, as they're going to be able to tie this game right back up. Michael now bringing his way in. He's very close to a self-destruct, unable to get the stall this time as he had done on the second point. Renegades so close to sending this one off. There it is. They tie it up. Both teams are going to get a minute on the clock yet again.
The tactics there from Renegades. Connor J comes out from Kungarna, gets on the cart. He's playing May, right? You know that ice block's going to happen. So Mangachu's holding on to his Graviton. I think this is it right here. You can see it. He's holding on to his Graviton. He waits until Man of Snow pops off his self-destruct, forcing Connor J into the ice block, then Gravitons to pick him up afterwards along with 2 more, and that's it right there. Renegades wipes, takes the point.
That was very, very well done. Both teams doing it in exciting fashion. Both of them wanting to do it in overtime, nonetheless, but it will be a minute on the clock for each team to try and grab this first point, or just push it as far as they can, really. Kungarna will be on the offensive side first, and Renegades are running pretty much the same defensive setup they had before. Mangachu will be on that May yet again. They're starting off playing very aggressively, and this can be risky.
This is a different kind of surprise than what we've seen so far. Renegades, if they time it right, either a full wipe against them or in their favor will be somewhat beneficial. They can waste some time here and probably get back in time to defend the first point. But in an overtime time bank situation, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but hey, he who dares wins in these situations. Renegades are certainly going to step up to the plate and take their shot at a cheeky little assault onto Kungarna to start things off here. Kungarna so far completely unaware.
Well, they're playing very risky. Juvenile gets hooked in. They were prepared for it. They even had a Bastion set up. Baby Bay just in case, but he gets taken down. Mangachu with the right clicks, able to take care of that quite nicely. They've only lost Juvenile. Actually, Juvenile and Jur both going down for Renegades. They're just stalling out heavily here. Mangachu looking for a return kill, but he will get taken out. Kungarna are finding kills here, but they still have a long way to move that cart, at least to try and get, say, the first point. But the Renegades are going to have to regroup here and get themselves together for another fight. What preemptive Bastion play right there from Kungarna. We've
seen everybody doing it. just to make sure that they're defended. I mean, it's not far away. It doesn't take long to switch back out, especially on a high mobility character. Baby Bay on Soldier 76 now, already taking the high ground away from Renegades. Perhaps Renegades' risky play, a bit too risky for them.
They will be setting up here. Mangachu taken out by Connor J early. That's not good for Renegades. They lose Juvenile as well. Baby Bay dropping down from the high ground, just looking to finish off some of these kills. Jur is in there, easily dispatched up by Baby Bay and company. And now it will be Man of Snow getting demeched, and Kungarna are just rolling full steam ahead here at the moment. The aggressive play on defense not paying off for Renegades. They really need to win one of these fights here. In a minute, it is into overtime now for Kungarna, but man, they are just cruising, getting all these forward spawners, picking them off. And they have some pretty big ultimates to work with as well.
In a complete power play right now. You have an Earth Shatter, a Self-Destruct, a Whole Hog, and a Nano Boost, which will connect with Baby Bay's Tac Visor in this next fight, I guarantee it. Renegades, they've just got a Nano Boost and a Blizzard, however. Blizzard is certainly a great equalizer if it can catch the right people, but I don't know about it in this situation, and he's getting pulled in.
Oh, that's such a big hook. Michael with 3 off the Self-Destruct, though. What a Self-Destruct. Kungarna should be able to continue to move this card off the back of that, coming in clutch yet again. And Man of Snow getting DMAC taken care of quite easily. And that is disastrous for Renegades, as they really need to solidify a hold here on one of these. They are going to pull Michael in. Should be able to get a DMAC onto him. He's so close to getting a sent out of it. And now they're just trying to get back into the point, but they continue to lose players. There was a Tac Visor out from Baby Bay. He gets 2 off of that. And it is all Kungarna at the moment. Renegades do have bodies on the point, but with a sound barrier on top of that, it should solidify at least this second point quite easily for Kungarna. And this is just bad news for Renegades.
Kungarna, the overtime push team, man. So many teams they've played against, they've done this, taking it way too far in OT. There's only a minute on the clock, and they're already cruising through the second point.
That is just incredible from them. Renegades, they gotta stop them on one of these pushes. I mean, it's...
They don't have the ultimates. They're gonna have to do it in the raw.
Here we go, sending Baby Bay all the way into the back. Juvenile's done quite a bit of damage to him, but he's able to get healed up. Remix got the Nano Boost, didn't do a whole lot with it. Connor J was taken down, so the one pick advantage for Renegades right here. They need to just press forward and get the kills. Baby Bay is now down. Connor J switching over to Tracer to try and get back to this cart quickly. Sound barrier from Jur to give his team a bit of extra gusto, but Kungarna with 2 kills here. Jur and Juvenile both taken out on the side of Renegades. They're finding so many kills. There's 4 guys down for Renegades. I don't know what's happening to them. At the moment, Kungarna just playing this beautifully, and they might be able to cap all the way out to the end off of a 1-minute push.
Blam's going to connect with Michael for a Nano Boost in this next fight. Just make sure not to connect with a Self-Destruct while he's at it. But Remix holding on to an Earth Shatter. Self-Destruct already out of Graviton as well.
Oh my goodness! Michael with 4 off of the Self-Destruct. That should be just about it. Kungarna pushing this cart all the way to the very end off a 1-minute push. Renegades getting shut down right there, and this is going to be a tall order for them. I don't even think they're going to be able to do it. Kungarna are just cruising at the moment.
Coast to coast with only 1 minute in the bank. Vast majority of that in OT. Michael coming up huge twice with his Self-Destructs.
That was huge, man. I mean, he kept Kungarna in it time and time again. What a Self-Destruct from Michael. 4 kills off of that. Remix and Baby Bay are going to help clean up on the rest of them. Kungarna just managing ultimates there wonderfully. I think Renegades had a couple instances where they were just kind of panicking. They just really wanted to win a fight and go in and fight very scrappily, and it just didn't work out for them. And now they have to have the offensive push of a lifetime here if they want to even tie this. I mean, honestly, I can't even see it happening.
Both chances at a defense on the first point. Renegades not really assembling anything on the first point. both one risky play, one perhaps failed strategy, allowing Kungarna so much distance. Also on that second point on their offense, bleeding 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes to a comeback play that honestly, at this point, teams should probably see coming. Renegades put themselves in this situation, allowing Kungarna the room that Kungarna needed to absolutely shred them. Props to Kungarna for seeing the opportunity, taking it all the way.
Yeah.
Now Renegades, like you said, it's going to have to be 2 pretty heroic pushes to even stand a chance of tying this up. But it looks to me like Kungarna's going to take this no sweat. Some point throughout this, they're going to get a wipe.
That's what I'm thinking, but hey, who knows? Kungarna did it. Maybe Renegades will as well, as they start to push on in. Right now taking a fight about as early as they possibly can. Jesus missing the hook, and Juvenile goes down. Not a good start for Renegades, that's to say the least. And now the time is starting to tick away. Jesus gets the hook and finishing blow onto Ajax, so maybe now a bit of an opportunity for themselves, though. Juvenile needs to get back into the fight. Baby Bay hooked in, got the bubble on himself to keep himself alive, though, finished off by Sherlocky. So Renegades, a bit of an opportunity now. They will have the one-player advantage. Remix taken care of by Jesus, who was really doing work for Renegades on this point. Right now, they should be able to at least get first. Mangachu just pressing forward to get himself a couple of kills. So Renegades are at least going to get the first point. The thing is, they have to be absolutely perfect all the way to the very end of the map, and that is just about an impossible task.
Now, they do have the tools to pull it off, though. An Earth Shatter, a Graviton, a Self-Destruct. They can get through this second point if they use those correctly. Kungarna, however, they have their own Earth Shatter. They have a Nano Boost, which Michael's been using to huge effect so far in on this map. Renegades playing very aggressive to keep Kungarna from even getting a word in edgewise here in the second part.
Oh, man, right now they're just controlling this high ground. Jesus comes back to meet up with the players on the cart that are starting to contest. Blam went down for Kungarna, so actually an opportunity still for Renegades to continue to move through here, as Juvenile did get taken out for Renegades, but Kungarna are still the ones that are 2 players down. They'll have a lot of ultimates in the bank. Actually, both sides will have quite a bit of ultimates, though. The kicker here is that Kungarna has the Earth Shatter, and Renegades does not. But now Mangachu is going to use that. He's going to use the Graviton pretty aggressively, not getting a whole lot of value off of it. Kungarna with 3 kills. Man of Snow laying his self-destruct out there. That should do it pretty much. Yeah, right down to the end here. It's just Man of Snow left onto the cart. Kungarna shutting it down right there before the second point. And we got ourselves a game, folks, tied up at 1-1 in maps.
Tied up 1-1. We'll go to game 3, and we've been to overtime 2 games in a row. I can't expect that the third game will do anything different, either round 5 or overtime or whatever it is. Holy cow, these guys.
In the spirit of yesterday, it should be a 5-game series on Nepal, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah, that's what I expect for the finals, man. I can't believe Kungarna just was able to cruise like that all the way with 1 minute on the clock.
All the way.
And just went. I mean, if you're Renegades, you can't let that happen. I mean, that is just a breakdown on the defensive side. Granted, Kungarna played it well, but that is a pretty bad defensive breakdown for Renegades right there.
With Renegades' performance up until really the past few days, they didn't get a whole lot of experience in OT. I mean, honestly, they were just shutting everybody down on defensives. Not that they're a team that had been around for a while. Of course, they collectively have experience, but in the Winter Premier, most of the time, it wasn't a problem for them. Meanwhile, Kungarna constantly getting large amounts of distance in OT throughout the Winter Premier. I'm very curious what this next map's going to be. I still think Renegades has an advantage over the two, or just in a head-to-head comparison, but like I said before, they're very similar teams, and right now Kungarna looks hot.
Well, I think one of the most interesting parts of that overtime was the defensive hold in the defensive positioning of Renegades on that first overtime situation, and then the Bastion pick that completely countered it. They expected this to happen. You can see it right here as they shut them down.
It's the thing, a lot of teams will even just try and run a Hanzo off the very start of the offense just to see if there's anybody lurking in some of these areas, because teams have been going for these very aggressive first defenses. And this time didn't necessarily pay off for Renegades. I mean, they got kills, but Kungarna takes the fight in the end, and they, you know, it was just all Kungarna throughout the rest of that. I mean, it was a decent idea from Renegades, but they never really collected themselves and really got themselves together to set up a solid defense after that. It just seemed as though after that point they were always kind of split and scattered. They just were never together for a good team fight to take. And, you know, Kungarna was, and they just steamrolled it all the way to last.
And props to Kungarna, because towards that into that third point area, I mean, if they'd stepped off for even a moment, they'd have instantly lost the game because of how fast that overtime goes down. So they stayed right where they needed to. We're not gonna switch off of the payload just yet. We're gonna go to Route 66 to decide it all.
Right.
If Renegades takes this one here, that'd be pretty impressive. But Kungarna. After, man, they got to be feeling hot. That's just got to get you amped up to go all the way in overtime.
Yeah, they are feeling very good. You got to be so pumped. But the thing is, Renegades are good on Route 66. They've had success there. I think this is a map that they can take. Pretty recently, they seem to have good performances on Route 66. I'm sure that's why they chose it too. They feel pretty comfortable here. So I think as though Renegades can take this. But the thing is, man, getting beat like that on Gibraltar it's got to be so just debilitating. I mean, it's got to bring the morale down a bit, I'm sure. But these guys are professionals. They know that they got to keep competing.
It all depends on the team dynamic. You know, some teams implode in that scenario. Like, I can't believe we gave up so much distance, and they start tilting. And other ones are like, hey, man, whatever. We made some mistakes. They got way too much distance off of our little things. That won't happen again. Just tighten it up, and we'll take it home. So it really just depends on how their leadership works. And, you know, that changes for teams over time because eventually, once you've had those little mistakes add up so many times, it's hard not to tilt. You've just been around it. But I guess that also goes both ways. Some people become numb to it. You always approach things with the mentality that Dahang put forward from Liquid. It's like, just play every game best you can. Don't worry about anything else. Honestly, everything else should take care of itself for the most part. This map, very interesting for me for both of these teams. Against most other opponents, I'd say this is a map that they're both favored to win. It's a map where we get to see Baby Bay play Soldier 76 a lot of the time, a map where we see Renegades play Mangachu on Pharah a lot of the time, and those are two big impact players for them, playing characters they've performed with well throughout the winter premiere. However, Kungarna actually is locking in Soldier 76. For a minute, didn't have it there, so we're going to see a little bit of a head-to-head between DPS All-Stars, Connor J, Baby Bay, and in some ways squaring off against Mangachu and Jesus, both with solid backlines and solid tanks. This is going to be a fireworks show.
This will be fun to watch. Mangachu using that Pharah on defense yet again for Renegades. Michael is initiating up top on the high ground to start things off as Mangachu pressures him, but Man of Snow went down early, and if Mangachu doesn't get some heals, Baby Bay just melts him as he was quite low on health. The Renegades defense is just not holding strong at the moment. 3 kills for Kungarna. They're going to press forward a bit as well. Renegades should be able to get back out there, though, for one last defensive fight.
Honestly, that result for Mangachu's Pharah immediately switching off, that's to be expected. I've kind of wondered how so many teams have let Pharah fly free against them. But hold that thought, Renegades coming back for another defense here on the first point.
Oh, Blam is the first to fall. They do trade out Anas, so there is no Anas left in this fight, but Jesus taken care of by Connor J. And Kungarna are just rolling at the moment. Man of Snow just about to get demeched. He's stalling as long as he possibly can, but he will inevitably get taken out. So Kungarna, pretty clean offensive push right here. Not too much you can say about that one. Renegades just getting blown through on the first fight, and then it was just cleanup time through that second one, and they are doing pretty good on time right now. 3:45 till the next checkpoint.
Basically, as soon as Mangachu took off in the air, Blam, Michael both trying to take him down. Blam getting one shot in, Michael chasing after him with Diva, and Baby Bay just mopping up what he could find in between. No real room for Mangachu. As we said before, he switched on to Zarya, perhaps going to find some better effect there, but Baby Bay breaking out Attack Visor in the backline, picking up Jerk.
Brilliant positioning for the Attack Visor as well. That's a great way to kick it off. He got the Nano boost as well for a slight Nano Visor. Man of Snow's going to send his self-destruct into the back. Jesus got 2 kills as he used his whole hog, and he'll get a third on top of that, getting Michael right after the self-destruct came through. Baby Bay is one of the last few left alive, and he will be taken care of at the end by the rest of the Renegades players. So slowing down Renegades with that defensive hold. Juvenile will have the Earth Shatter, and then soon they have 2 big impact ults just about to be online, Renegades. So that is good news for them, and Kungarna really has nothing. to be frank. I mean, this should be a Renegades 1 fight, I would suspect.
Unless Renegades completely whiff some of these, it should be pretty easy for them. There's a big sugar.
Juvenile getting a big earth shatter. The rest of them going through to clean up, and that is easy pickings. That's a nice earth shatter from Juvenile. And Baby Bay just getting melted at the end, but good stuff from Juvenile. That's exactly what you needed to see. They saved the Graviton as well, so they'll have that as a utility on the next fight.
Mangachu still holding on to a Graviton, so like you said, they're going to have that for the next fight. Kungarna getting close to a nano boost on Blam. And Ajax along with a sound barrier for him. Renegades, self-destruct coming out of Man of Snow probably in the next fight, pairing it with Mangachu perhaps. They don't necessarily need to use them together, but it certainly works.
He's just looking for the opportunity to send this in. Oh, they lost Juvenile. That's not a good way to start it off, but you do have the Graviton out, and Mangachu, again, using the Graviton when there just wasn't really a whole lot of follow-up around at the time. He was the only one up there contesting the Graviton. Jesus goes down to Remix as Michael got the nano boost, and he was able to do quite a bit of damage there, actually getting put to sleep shortly afterwards. Mangachu went down, but still, Kungarna are the ones coming out on top of this fight. Man of Snow is really just trying to stall as long as he possibly can, and he will be staggered for a little while there. Kungarna takes the fight, though, and they're moving this cart forward.
And Renegades probably should have converted that a little bit more easily, but Kungarna just taking the Graviton, working their way through everything, keeping the cart moving forward here in the second stage. They do have 50 seconds left on the clock, a whole hog on their side, an Earth Shatter. Baby Bay working on a Graviton, pretty much a big ultimate advantage here on Renegades.
Remix used that Earth Shatter, but to no avail. And didn't really get anything with it. Michael is in the back harassing Sherlocky at the moment, who's very, very low. Sherlocky needs the biotic himself. He couldn't get it off in time, and they've lost 2 players here as Kungarna should be pretty free to take this point. Baby Bay has a Graviton, will not need it for this fight, though. And Kungarna are, with 15 seconds left, we'll get this next checkpoint, and now both sides will have a Graviton for the next fight. But Renegades with more impact alts for the next fight. So
yeah, they will be able to step up with that Earth Shatter. Graviton self-destruct as well. Probably hoping not to use them all at once. Kungarna, they do have a Graviton of their own, and Baby Bay's looking for it right now.
He is going to go in with it. Both sides using the Graviton. There is a self-destruct all the way in the back. Man of Snow takes out Blam with his, and that is 2 kills for Renegades, so they should be just fine here. Baby Bay cleaned up by Mangachu. And at the end of that, Michael getting back into his mech, but really all it's doing is just delaying his death even further for them to stagger him. He'll just be taking a nap on the cart. Man of Snow giving them hellos, and they do get the kill onto Michael in the end. So Renegades a good defense there, and they will still have that Earth Shatter to defend with for this next fight as Kungarna now starts to re-engage a bit. And oh, here comes the Earth Shatter from the side from Juvenile, and he's going to be taking one all the way into the back. That was Connor J. Renegades using Sound Barrier just as an insurance policy on the fight as Remix is just about to go down. Juvenile pressed himself quite far forward to get that. Now Kungarna with only 20 seconds to make something happen.
Will they be able to put it together, though? Baby Bay, he's going to have a Graviton in this next fight, and a nano boost from Blam. Connor J with a whole hog. They do have everything they need here, but so does Renegades, and Renegades starting it off with Mangachu's Graviton.
Mangachu with the Graviton. There was a sound barrier that came out on the side of Kungarna. They're trading back and forth. Connor J with 4 on the whole hog. He just shreds through Renegades right there, giving Kungarna life on this fight. It will be overtime, so they need to be perfect through the end, but that's a brilliant start for Kungarna to at least get some extra ground on this payload. And now Renegades looking to come back out of spawn and make something happen here as Juvenile leading the charge. He has Jesus and company behind him. Man of Snow is meeting up with the rest of them now as well. Remix getting hooked in off the start, does get bubbled, so he won't go down, at least not yet. Sherlocky actually dying in the back to Connor J. Michael takes down Juvenile. This is looking very good for Kungarna, and there's not really any ultimates coming online for Renegades at the moment. They just continue to lose players, and Kungarna, again in the dying seconds, look as if they are going to be able to send this cart to the finish line, and oh man, Sherlocky makes it there just in time to stall it out for a little bit. Juvenile taken out. There is a self-destruct on the cart, which will zone the Renegades players. Kungarna sending the cart home yet again. In those final seconds, man, Renegades just can't seem to stop them before the finish line.
Who can't? Not many teams throughout this tournament so far. Kungarna definitely stepping it up there in OT, rolling into the final point with a lot of ultimates on their side. That last fight was relatively amusing to watch. It's tanks sort of engaging a target. The target either gets pushed away, charged away, flies away. They're just like, whatever, next target. And it's basically 6 tanks on either side doing that to each other.
Good focus fire.
Tank fiesta around the cart there.
Gotta love it.
Now it's going to be
a tank fiesta.
Renegade shot at offense. Definitely count on Jesus to stay on that Reaper from what we've seen in the past. Likes to go through the bottom tunnel, teleport, shadow step right into the bottom side of Big Earls, walk up, maybe hang down there for a pick that sometimes Mangachu is able to throw down to him with Pharah. You can see kind of the different pieces of Renegade's offense work together a lot of the times pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, if they can just displace them off that high ground, you have Jesus waiting. You know, Man of Snow goes up there, knocks some bodies around, get them off of Big Earls. You know, Mangachu booping them off, whatever. But Jesus will be just sitting there waiting at the bottom to shred whoever comes across his path.
What I'm curious about is if Kungarna's done their homework, who's going to be waiting for Jesus? Jesus can't necessarily see some of the angles he's going to be wanting to teleport into. The whole point of it is trying to stay relatively sneaky, you know, not letting people see him. We see Ajax doing just a canyon wall ride. You see a lot of the times when teams are warming up or hanging out or whatever, you'll have the Lucio doing a lot of that wall ride, and sometimes you see a Reinhardt standing on Big Earls trying to hit him with an Earth Shatter while he does it. Or it's not an Earth Shatter, a Fire Strike.
Yeah.
Hitting him with an Earth Shatter. I mean, it goes up in the air, but not that high.
Need some good warm-up right there, you know?
Keep an eye on Jesus. He's going to be a huge part of this offense.
Keeping those Fire Strikes crispy.
Mangachu not on Pharah, though.
Yeah, he's going to be playing Hog, maybe just looking for a hook.
He might change up. This guy should be relatively free aside from Blam, and here we go. Jesus teleporting in. Is there anybody waiting here? Nope. Kungarna's just going to let it slide right in the backside of 2 tanks. Oh, there it is.
Oh, gets hooked and shut down by Connor J. He was looking for him. Connor J with 3 kills for Kungarna in total. And just breezing through Renegades right there. As Jesus could not keep himself alive. Connor J doing a good job of hunting down Jesus. The position got called. As soon as they found where Jesus was, Connor J drops.
It looks like they weren't so much hard camping the counter there as just knowing that it was an option, communicating as soon as they saw him actually expose himself, and him being a little bit more relaxed, I guess, because he recognized he had some space. Connor J dropping down directly in the door and sending him packing in a one-shot. And there's Mangachu. He did switch to Pharah. Connor J pulling him down too, and he's going to go back again.
Goodness. Shut down Mangachu. There's going to be a self-destruct down on the cart from Michael. I'm not doing really anything other than just zoning the Renegades players to the back. Juvenile. Taken out by Remix. Kungarna still holding very, very strong on this cart. And they will have Nano Boost, and Man of Snow has he's going to have the Graviton ready to go for the next fight. Renegades are really going to have to make something happen with that one.
I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Right now, Kungarna looks like they've studied this offense quite a bit. They've had an answer to everything Renegades have tried to put forward. Mangachu still on Pharah. If he can find a better angle this time around, it's certainly going to pay out. But Kungarna locked and loaded with 3 ultimates already. An Earth Shatter is going to come in big here. But Man of Snow, he's going to be looking to get his Graviton out. He's already sent flying 75 HP as Kungarna pouring it on.
They trade 1 for 1. Connor J finished off by Mangachu after that whole hog was up. So maybe a bit of an opportunity for Renegades to start to make the move. They have that Graviton sitting in the back pocket.
You can see that he knows. He's not giving him an inch.
No, he isn't. And Michael's actually coming up on 1 himself soon. Remix with a nice Earth Shatter and the charge to get Man of Snow. 2 kills for Kungarna. That will just halt this push completely, and they're going to go all the way forward and make sure they clean up on Sherlocky and even Juvenile. Kungarna with a very strong start to their defense here. Jesus, unfortunately for him, still alive. He is able to get out with the Wraith form, but now it's down to 1:10 for Renegades. They have a lot of ults online. They need to make this push happen right now.
This is their chance. If Renegades doesn't get this one, well, they will have one more perhaps, but this is the one they've got to make work. A lot of ultimates on their side. Man of Snow defending himself right now, trying to stay out of position. And Graviton firing out of the top of Big Earls.
Actually going to get both the supports in that one. Pretty well placed. Mangachu with the Rocket Barrage takes down 3. And there we go. Renegades finally getting it together in the end. They used Transcendence on top of that out from Sherlocky. Not sure if they really needed to.
Whatever.
But
burn it all.
They just wanted to make sure they got the point at all, really.
I'm just impressed they didn't burn Juvenile and Jesus too in that point. I mean, it was a nail biter. But Mangachu, Man of Snow, kind of a less common place to see a Graviton land. Mangachu absolutely burying 3 people on top of Big Girls. Juvenile going in deep.
Now Man of Snow really keeping the pressure up at the moment. But, oh, what? Okay, Man of Snow gets hooked in somehow. He is so hurt. He's just desperately trying to get back. Mangachu got Michael pretty late there as well. So Renegades doing a good job playing aggressively after getting that point, and now they're just going to have a decent bit of free move time on the cart. And they will still have some pretty big ults to work with. Mangachu again coming up on a Rocket Barrage in just a moment. Juvenile looking for the opportunity on this Earthshatter. Mangachu actually taking down Baby Bay, who switched to Soldier to try and deal with this threat, though Juvenile charged by Remix. They trade out 1-for-1. Mangachu on the Rocket Barrage gets Ajax. Sherlocky finishes off Connor J. 3 players are now down for Kungarna. Renegades only lost a couple in the process, and that will be another 1 fight for Renegades. So they're starting to get it together. They don't have too much time to work with, though. I mean, they need to be just about perfect even on the next fight. 45 seconds to get this next checkpoint.
And they do have 3 ultimates for Renegades. Jesus still holding on to the Death Blossom and Earthshatter for Juvenile. Those can certainly pair together in a big way. Sherlocky also with a Transcendence. Kungarna just with an Earthshatter and a Nano Boost. The Nano Boost already out. The Earthshatter completely missing.
That is... oh no. Remix now getting a bigger shatter himself. Kungarna are shutting it down. 3 players out of it for Renegades. That Earthshatter from Juvenile completely whiffing may have just cost Renegades the match, because Kungarna have just completely mowed them down with the Earthshatter from Remix. Nobody is going to be around from Renegades, and that is Kungarna taking the match in the end, 2-1. Oh man, that is just disastrous for Renegades. That Earthshatter from Juvenile needed to hit something, and he could not find any value with it.
Disastrous for Renegades, but a breath of fresh air there from Kungarna. With that win, they eliminate the possibility of being caught up in some weird tiebreaker situation.
Real big for them.
That's huge,
really
for Kungarna.
big.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Renegades had a good shot at it going into that match, but man, it was just that Earthshatter missing. I can't stress it enough. That Earthshatter missing at the end. They needed to get something off of that and got 0 people. And I mean, I'm sure there's much more that goes into that match, them losing, than just that one Earthshatter, but that was key to at least getting the next checkpoint. In the end, Kungarna takes it. That's, like you guys were saying, huge win for them.
And maybe Route 66 not the right selection there for Renegades. They played it so much. It's been a fallback map for them so many times that at this stage, Kungarna has definitely done their homework on it. So that might be the time. I guess they're not necessarily at risk of being sent home, so perhaps they want to keep any trick maps they have up their sleeve still up there. But I don't know. My personal need to win at all times would probably make me break out every secret I've got in that kind of situation.
Yeah, I hear you.
Kungarna looking amazing. Big part of that, Connor J on the Roadhog. The plays that guy pulled off the entire match were impressive as we take another look at their offensive push here.
Connor J, I mean, throughout the entirety of the winter premiere, this guy has been, he's just been a massive part of Kungarna and their success that they've had. He's just an absolute monster. Every time, I mean, 3-4 kills in a fight, opening picks, whatever you need him to do, he is normally there to do it, and he uses his ult at opportune times when he's playing Roadhog. And right there, as you saw, just putting him down 4 guys out of a whole hog.
And let's not forget Michael today. We've talked a lot about Baby Bay. We've talked a whole lot about Connor J, and he obviously deserves every second.